you'll need to start loose leash walking is a dog, a leash, equipment that's comfortable for the dog, such as a harness, a collar, or a martingale. You want something that's going to set you up for success and that's humane and comfortable for both you and your dog. And it may also be helpful to have some cones available and some tasty treats, of course. We're going to take this step by step and show you how to start loose leash walking. What you will need to start loose leash walking is to make sure your dog has eye contact. We have eye contact here with Layla. So we're going to go ahead and put our leash in the opposite hand of where we want our dog. So in this case, we want our dog on our right. So our treats will be in our right hand and our leash in the left. We can gather up the leash around our thumb or gently around our hand. We want to be careful not to over wrap it for safety reasons. The leash should have a U or a J shape when the dog is next to us, like you see here. Next, we'll lure or point to our right side with a sweeping motion out and then in. We can take a step back to really show the dog we're moving. This would be considered heel position. Once the dog has the idea, you can start moving. Every few steps, so initially 3 steps or so, you could pause and reward the dog. We have really good eye contact here, so we can keep going further. You can talk quietly to your dog so that they stick with you. Starting in an environment that's quiet and very low distraction is the best option to make sure the dog keeps connection and knows that being at your side is the best place to be. To mix it up, you can change pace, going fast or slow, stopping, asking the dog to sit. Keep it interesting for the dog. If they get distracted, give them a moment and then re-engage. Over time, you're going to want less and less treats for more steps. This way, the dog isn't reliable on food for every single step. When you make turns, make sure to talk to your dog and communicate with hand signals so that they know you're turning. Turning away from your dog is the easiest, but turning into your dog is the hardest. So you may have to put a treat right at their face and slowly lure around so they understand, especially when you're working with a small dog because they're easy to step on. Loose leash walking is one of those things that's very challenging and takes a lot of practice and consistency. If you allow them to pull, it's rewarded. So it'll be harder to keep them with you other times. Now we're going to focus on turning for loose leash walking. The easiest way is to turn away from the dog since we don't have to step into the dog. We want to communicate that we're turning by targeting them as well as talking to them that we are going to make a turn. We can reward them right after the turn or during the turn so they know they did the right thing. We want to make sure to keep that connection mentally, not just with our leash. It helps to set out a few cones or markers so that you can keep track of where you're going while you're getting your dog to turn. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to switch directions and start turning into our dog. To do this, once we get going, the dog will need to be slowed down by talking to them or targeting them with a hand target or food, and then slowly lure them so that they're turning while we're walking around them. Nice job, Team Layla. If your dog's out ahead of you, this is going to be too challenging, so you want to make sure that they're at your pant seam or just right by your leg. Keeping that connection is key in loose leash walking. Thank you so much for watching this how-to video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to stay tuned to more videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit that little bell so you get a reminder every time a new video is posted. It's also a good idea to share this video with anyone you feel would be interested. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down below. Thanks so much for watching.